Temperatures have made a corner in Oklahoma and they're starting to heat up, and Derrell, the markets in cattle and beef are starting to heat up too.
I tell you, the last month before the 4th of July, we saw a tremendous run up in the markets, not really anticipated. You know, we went into the 4th of July weekend with all markets, feeder cattle, fed cattle, wholesale, retail prices all at record levels. And so this is, you know, it's the continuation of a trend that really started about a year ago. You know, the first half of 2013 was a downtrend, and the markets really took off just about, you know, about a year ago. And what we're seeing now is a continuation of that long move higher. We're really seeing the impacts of tighter supplies in the industry.
Okay, let's talk about the demand on that too. I mean, that has to be there also.
You know, there's a lot of questions now about how demand will react to this. We're
Right.
obviously pushing prices higher than we've ever seen before. You know, the bottom line is beef demand, both domestically and internationally, has proven to be very robust through this so far. And I think that's maybe a surprise to producers. We didn't know how people would react, but the bottom line is beef demand is holding up well. It's allowing these prices to work at some level. Not to say we don't have some stresses on some of the margins as things adjust, but in general, as long as the demand is there, these high prices can work throughout the industry.
Okay, with the high prices so early in the season, are we going into uncharted territory here?
We really are, you know, and that's a big question, I guess, now is what do we expect the second half of this year? And you know, I think we don't expect to see the markets continue trending up like they have. In all honesty, a month ago, we didn't expect to see what happened the last month. So we're not sure what'll happen, but more than likely these markets will level off here. I think we're going to move mostly sideways through the second half of the year. I don't see any real downside pressure in this market. At the same time, I think it's unlikely that we will continue to go up. So I think these markets are going to spend the second half of the year kind of moving sideways, consolidating all of the factors that are at play here at the level we're at.
Okay, how are corn supplies going to play into this?
Well, that's one of the factors we're looking at. We have prospects now for an excellent corn crop. That's going to keep feed prices moderate, and that helps certainly at the feedlot sector, for example. What they're really struggling the most with right now is the fact that feeder cattle are so expensive. They're going to face higher break-evens as we go forward, even with inexpensive feed.
Okay, and then on top of that, do you think the herd will expand to help with that?
At this point, given the slaughter numbers we're seeing, it looks very much like herd expansion is in place. We'll get a mid-year cattle inventory report this year, which will tell us something, although we don't have last year to compare to. But you know, I think it's going to confirm probably that we are in the process of at least a modest level of expansion so far.
Okay, so the near future, it looks good to be a cattle producer.
You know, cow-calf producers are in the driver's seat. This market needs supply, and so that's going to be there. Stockers, again, even though the prices are really high for these calves you're buying, the value of gain is pretty good. That works. Feedlots continue to struggle with high break-evens. Packers intermittently have margin issues, but in general, as long as the demand is there, the margins work for both the packer and feedlot levels.
Okay, thank you much. Derrell Peel, Livestock Marketing Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.